reality, or is there any nana to be anywhere?
Good morning, Achan. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Kim Hong.
Morning, Sarah.
Okay, we're starting now. So Prakesh and Ramesh said that yesterday evening they watched the video from yesterday, so they went over all the discussions. So when you reviewed all the discussions, any topics that are not clear or you would like to discuss further?
John said, the task is not to change Dhamma, but to understand it has a condition. But there is always always thought that, okay, that is now, is there panya or not there, whether it is sati is there or not, whether it is it's chitta or chetasika. I think this keep arising, those kind of mental conversation. Not to manage, that's just word. That's not reality yet.
Just in summary for anyone who just came in a little later, the Prakash reminded us that Jonathan yesterday said, in effect, that the task, the job, is not to change what is real at this moment, it's not to stop thinking about ideas, it's not to stop having anger, it's not to stop having clinging. The task is to understand the reality that appears now, that has already been conditioned. Because in truth, what has been conditioned now, for example, the sound that is heard now, it's already conditioned. No one can change it. So when one thinks one would like to hear a different sound, or instead of having ignorance, one would like to have understanding, or one would like to stop having the anger and have more sati. This is not understanding. This is the idea of I trying to change what has been conditioned. So we talked about the right path. When I am trying to change what is real now and have a different experience, this is the wrong path, led by wrong understanding and clinging, a lot of clinging, wishing it to be another way, trying to make it another way, trying to have sati. Trying to have sati is not the way that sati develops. It's the way that wrong sati develops, the wrong path.
You mentioned anger. If there's anger now, of course the anger that has already arisen, there's nothing that can be done about that, right?
Yes.
So your question is, why not, what about stopping more anger arising, right? So how would one stop anger arising? How can that be done?
It is a difficult question to answer.
Yeah. So, and why does it arise in the first place?
Ignorance.
There is always wanted something that didn't happen, as there is a wish, then anger.
Yeah, something has happened that we react with anger.
Yeah.
React to with anger.
Hmm.
It's like disliking something. If it's a taste
Yes.
that we dislike, then there's dislike. If it's something that makes us angry, that irritates us, then we get irritated or angry.
Yes.
So Is there a way to stop that continuing?
There is no way.
By observing the anger,
And what's the effect of that?
by observing, we may get to some reality.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch. By observing?
If anger comes,
Yes,
if I observe the anger,
yes.
by observing the anger, my anger may come down.
But how do we observe the anger?
First of all, this is not actually what the Buddha taught, but if it's your experience, then that observing that you mention, is that kusala or akusala? Observing anger is not the same as the arising of awareness, which is a kusala mental factor. Anyone can observe anger, right?
Yes.
One doesn't have to have heard the Buddha's teaching to try and observe anger when it arises. This is also taught conventionally. So it's not related to the development of the path, for one thing. And secondly, if it's not kusala itself, the observing, then it's just replacing one kind of akusala with another kind of akusala.
Means?
How long does anger last for?
It,
A month, a week, a day, an hour, or just a moment?
just a moment.
Just a moment.
Yes.
So because we discussed yesterday about how each chitta arises and falls away at each moment. So when anger arises with the chitta, it also falls away instantly. So by the time there's the idea of observing anger, it's gone. It's gone. So it's thinking about observing what is actually already gone. And who observes? Or what observes?
If I may ask Ramesh and Prakash. Ramesh, Prakash, so anger arises with chitta, right?
Yes.
So, and the thinking arises with chitta.
Yes.
And hearing now is a chitta,
Yes.
which arises with other mental factors.
Yes.
That this hearing and this thinking about what is being heard made to arise? Did you ask it to arise?
No.
It arose by conditions, right?
Yes.
Even now, the hearing, the thinking
Yes.
arise by conditions, no control.
Yes.
And this thinking that is arising now, there's also seeing, there's also other experiences in between,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So the thinking, which is when anger, is not something that arises and stays, right? In between, there's so many other realities.
Yes. Follow-up question on that. There was unacceptable incident happened yesterday,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
today again that memory comes, thinking comes, and anger again arise about the situation and about the.
And now it's happening. But in between, there's thinking, there's hearing, there's seeing. So it means that at the time of hearing, at the time of seeing, at that moment, no anger,
Yeah. But
right?
suddenly
It
after
cannot
some
arise
moment it may
together.
come. Sorry. Suddenly again after some moment that anger can arise, thinking about
Can
yesterday person
arise,
or thing.
can arise, but if we are talking here, engaged in the discussion, at that time, no anger for
Yes.
so many moments,
True. True.
right?
Yes.
So that's the way Dhamma is. It arises, as Sarah is saying, for a moment and gone.
Hmm.
And if I could just
So,
add, just briefly,
right.
before
Okay,
you
please.
continue, no one is saying that if you get angry, you shouldn't stop being angry. The question is, what is the path taught by the Buddha? And the path taught by the Buddha is not to stop being angry, because that's not necessarily anything to do with understanding the reality of the present moment. So there are different considerations. So we, out of courtesy to others, we may stop being angry, but we should not mistake that for the path moments of understanding of realities. And that doesn't, because stopping being angry doesn't do anything to reduce the accumulated tendency for anger. And that is the problem of, in the first place, that the tendency to anger has been accumulated. And until that's fully eradicated, it will keep occurring when the situation is, when the conditions are there. So thinking that anger can be dealt with by quashing it when it arises is not going to lead anywhere.
And what is it?
Remember yesterday, Prakash, we were talking about jhana, and I suggested that it's seeing the danger of attachment and aversion, and the best that happens is just suppress those mental factors, but doesn't eradicate. So even that level of panya can do nothing to eradicate the anger. So it just suppresses. So even now, as John gave an example, that somehow through some means you are able to suppress the anger or draw your attention away from the object of anger, it's just temporary. It's not the path taught by the Buddha. The Buddha taught the path to the final eradication of ignorance and attachment. So there we can see the difference.
So it means when anger as a reason it arises and passed away, there is nothing, no, there is no task, there is nothing to do, there is no self to manage or to do anything. It naturally passes away.
It naturally passes away, and that's what it means to develop understanding. Our understanding grows and grows. Firstly, it starts with this intellectual understanding, knowing that the anger does not stay intellectually, and hearing more, and the understanding grows and grows until there's direct understanding. And there's at that level, there's no doubt about the path. There's no question. Then becomes there's no question about how to deal with anger. It's just one just knows that anger does not last.
What is the cause of anger?
Certain expectation.
Clinging.
Yes.
Life isn't as one would like it.
Yeah.
Clinging to what is seen, and then something else is seen, and there's anger, or sound is not the sound one would like to hear. And so there's aversion about it. So we think the problem is the outside world. We think the problem is what someone did to you yesterday and how it was unacceptable. But this is a long story. Actually, it's just angry with the sound heard, angry with the visible object seen. So it's no matter whether one's talking about samatha or vipassana bhavana, there has to be the understanding of the clinging and ignorance that conditions
Anger.
the anger. The world is here and now, what is seen now, what is heard now. What is the point of being angry again and again with the sounds that are heard? Actually, no other people, no other world, no someone who did something bad to me. There are just 6 doorways, and the world is just at the moment of seeing or the moment of thinking. So at the moment of thinking about he did something unacceptable, what kind of chitta is it? Thinking with dosa, thinking with ignorance, thinking with wrong understanding. So we learn that the problems in life are always here and now. It's only understanding that can begin to understand more about dhammas that can lead to the very gradual wearing away
What
of
you mean by
akusala.
problem in life is here and now?
The problem is because life, as we agreed, is just at this moment. Anger is just for a moment. Seeing is just for a moment. The world is just at this moment. This moment of seeing is the world. No other experience. At a moment of thinking, it is the world. If there's no thinking about anger, where is the anger? If there's no thinking about your family, where is your family? So life just comes down to this very moment. So at this moment of thinking with anger, what is one angry about? Actually, it's just thinking of a story, because there was only sound heard, there was only visible objects seen, but because of ignorance and clinging, again and again there is the anger about what is experienced, and the idea that there shouldn't be wars, and he shouldn't say this to me, and that's not the way that my child should behave, and so on. But actually, the world, the truth, is right at this very moment. And this is a way to, as Ajahn mentioned, being truthful. This is being truthful to what is here and now.
No.
The problem is not outside. The problem is the akusala chitta now, the unwholesome consciousness at this moment. Clinging even when there's anger, like now. What happened was yesterday, the day before, but clinging now to the story, not letting go, thinking about what happened again and again with more and more aversion and anger. Keep thinking and clinging, conditioning more and more anger again and again, not letting go.
And just on Sarah's point of the problem being just the present moment, if there was understanding now, there would be some progress towards eradicating anger eventually. Without understanding now, there is no progress towards eradicating anger eventually. So we could also say the problem is just the lack of understanding, the lack of developed understanding.
Of?
So we could also say the problem at the present moment is just the lack of understanding.
Okay.
And what John just said, it's a lack of developed understanding. It means that it's not to be expected that little understanding is going to make such a big difference. Our tendencies are so strong to anger, so it's going to rise again and again, but that's not the problem. So long as we understand that the path is just the same, it's just understanding, and it takes time, and all those other all the necessary dhammas.
So another way of
patience.
putting it is, as Shukin has just said, the problem now is the expectation that there can be no anger by doing something. And I just repeat the point I'm making, that this is not a discussion about how we should act or react in a given situation. This is a discussion about what is and is not the path taught by the Buddha.
Okay. You mentioned until eradication.
Yes.
So, what is the way? Maybe I'm asking again fundamental basic question. When you say eradication, what and how?
So all of the akusala tendencies are eradicated at one of the stages of enlightenment, depending. So at the first stage, as we know, wrong view is eradicated and doubt is eradicated. And as Sarah was explaining, the anagami eradicates all attachment to sense objects. That's an example. So the short answer is panya. The panya of the path consciousness is what totally eradicates an accumulated tendency, including the latent tendency, all a latent tendency to the further arising.
Okay, wrong view, understandable. What do you mean by doubt?
That's another mental factor.
Okay.
Doubt about the true nature of the present moment. Not doubt about should I do this or that, but doubt about is seeing real at the present moment, for example.
So
Doubt about the Four Noble Truths. So it's doubt about the path too. So, yeah.
Is the speaker working? Yes. I can only hear
In a real life situation, I don't know whether to ask or not. I was just thinking. In a real life situation, I call to Prakash so many times. He'll not pick my call. So he'll not pick my call. One day, another day, I feel that he is so close friend. Why he didn't pick call? So is his responsibility, and the thing is he need to answer. My expectation is he need to answer within a 1 day or 2 days. The anger comes by default. So how to eradicate that?
We can say it's all because of not understanding dhammas, because just like we think that I behave well sometimes and I behave badly sometimes, we also think our friends behave well sometimes, behave badly sometimes. When they behave well, we're so happy. When they behave in the way that's not our expectation, then we're angry. All because of not understanding. Actually, just like now, moments of kusala, moments of akusala, moments of metta, friendliness, moments of annoyance, moments of understanding, moments of wrong understanding. And it's just like that for everyone. So more understanding is a condition for more understanding of others, more metta, less annoyance, because it's just like for us, sometimes we're forgetful, like I forgot to charge my computer, so I'm about to run out of battery. That's why I asked Kun M to see if he has a lead for the computer. And so we all make mistakes, so this is my mistake. So when we make mistakes, there can be more understanding. It's like for everyone, but they're just different dhammas arising and falling away. Let's see if Ajahn would like to join in the discussion.
Can I just quickly say, Ajahn once said, if you take it to be mine, it would never go away, the anger. One time I heard Ajahn say this.
The same problem again and again and again because of not understanding dharmas as dharmas.
So, what is life?
I don't know how to answer this question. What is life?
What is life?
Life is
Means what is life now?
Or
Give a
any time
hint.
in
Yes.
general?
Yes.
yeah.
Actually, I gave you the answer earlier. What is the world? What is life?
Yeah, seeing, hearing, present moment. Yeah.
Oh, there. Oh God.
Okay. Life is present moment.
Just present moment?
Yes.
Or a
No.
moment ago?
No.
Was a moment ago life as well?
No.
No understanding of life.
It's about a moment ago when there was seeing. Was it life at that moment?
That was time. Yeah.
Yes,
that
it
time.
was seeing. It was life.
Yes.
Life a moment ago.
Yes.
And now there's seeing now.
Yes.
So this is life. So life a moment ago, life now, life to come.
Hmm.
I think, Prakash, the point of Pachan's asking the question is that we always refer to life like we're talking about anger. We're making reference that in life there is anger. In real life, there's this and that. But do we understand what life is? So, life. What is life? That's the question. And the truth is that, as Sarah just said, that it's seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. So life now is life now. Life yesterday was yesterday, gone, never to come back. And life continues to tomorrow. But it's always just one moment at a time.
Yep.
Is there anger now?
No.
Is there any anger life now?
No.
Was there anger earlier?
It was not.
Earlier, so it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
It was life at that moment.
Yes.
Can there be any understanding of anger now?
No, because it is not there.
Right, so they're
Yeah.
going to be thinking about it, thinking about the story of
Yes.
anger and why I got angry and so on.
Yes.
But its characteristic cannot be understood now because it's just thinking about it.
What do you mean by its characteristics cannot be understood now?
So the nature of the anger, the reality of the anger cannot be understood now because
It's not
it's
there.
gone.
Yeah, gone.
So what can be understood now? What is now?
Whatever is there,
What is there now?
maybe seeing,
Seeing, hearing.
thinking.
So usually we would like to know about the reality that's gone, is not here, when actually what can be understood is
Right.
what is here and now, appearing now. And usually everyone would like to know about anger because when it arises, it's with unpleasant feeling. So everyone would like to get rid of anger. Usually people don't say, I've got a problem of too much pleasant feeling with attachment, because they enjoy it. But without the attachment, there's no anger. But it's all gone. So now, what about the attachment now, the pleasant feeling now? Is that a problem also?
Yes. When it is there, yes.
Actually, whatever is conditioned is dukkha, as we said, is unsatisfactory. So what can be understood is life now. So Ajahn, would you like to continue discussing life?
Is there any understanding of life now?
Yes, little.
Yes, what is it?
Seeing or hearing,
What is seeing?
seeing object, or see, I,
There is seeing right now. And life is moment of seeing, isn't it?
yes, Ajahn.
So what is seeing?
What is the object of that moment of seeing?
Different from what is seeing.
Hmm. Yeah. There is something outside there, various things that is a seeing, but it is not real. It is a
What is seeing? Is seeing real?
seeing real.
Is it Dhamma?
Yes.
Is there anyone seeing?
No.
So what is seeing?
The seeing part sees it.
What is seen? What is the
Seen.
object of seeing? What is
Yeah.
seen?
Various.
It's an idea. So
Is this
Yeah,
what
thing.
is seen?
That is seen, but that is not the reality.
What is the reality that is seen? Is it an idea, or what is actually seen now?
Seen is actually something, but understood as people, things, naming them.
What is the something?
Like, yeah, mobile,
Oh,
glass.
no. Because Jan's question is, what is seen now? Is something what is seen, or what is seen now?
Yeah, I think there are two things. If I understand,
I don't think she was asking that.
Just one question. What is seeing?
object.
Consider again and again. To understand the nature of seeing, it's there now. What is it?
all our ideas.
The idea is not moment of seeing at all. The idea cannot see. So what is seeing? So we just talk about in words, not the understanding of the reality. Now, what is seeing is not just the definition of seeing, but the nature of that which sees now. Is it real?
Yes.
It is no one.
Yes.
But what is it? So what is it? If we use the word, you understand instantly. But as about the reality, the quality, or the characteristic of that which sees now, in order to understand the truth of what we have said. What is seeing right now?
Different shapes, different colors.
No. What is seeing? Not the object which is seen. The object which is seen is not seeing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what is seeing?
Yeah. The eyes
The eye cannot see.
see.
Are we now studying Dhamma?
Yeah.
When is Dhamma and what is Dhamma? Is there Dhamma now to be studied? Not just to listen to definition or the story of it, but to study the reality which sees.
Chitta sees.
Citta is the word for what?
Seeing,
Only?
hearing, thinking.
And what?
And what means?
More than just seeing, hearing.
Experiencing something. Experiencing object.
Can it arise without experiencing the object?
No.
As soon as it has a reason, it's gone, or it's still there. Now we are talking about seeing this very moment. To begin to be familiar to the reality which hasn't been known before at all. Are we now studying Dhamma? the real Dhamma, not the word. Is that seeing now, begin to understand, and that will lead to another reality when there is more understanding, to be aware of seeing, which is not this moment. Because without understanding at all, can there be awareness with understanding of seeing right now? That's why we learn to be careful, considering of just one reality at a time. Otherwise, it seems there is the understanding enough for that, but in truth, not at all. Just understand the word, the term, the story about it. So, it's time to study seeing. What is it?
I'm blank.
See, that's why.
Ramesh Prakash, what Achan is pointing out is that we have the idea that we are coming to study Dhamma, right?
Yes.
And she's pointing out what is real study of Dhamma. I think we touched upon this yesterday. I told you about Dhamma study. What it means to study Dhamma is study the Dhamma that is now. Pariyati, remember Pariyati is
Yes.
Dhamma study
Yes.
now of what is real now. So when we're talking about seeing, we're not just talking about the idea, the concept of seeing. We're talking about the reality of seeing that is now. So whenever you consider the question that what is seeing, it means that the attention is to the seeing that's happening now, not just an idea about seeing being arising at the eye and experiencing visible object. The only way to understand seeing as seeing is now, and what is seen is also now, because seeing must experience something. So that is also now. That's the only way, that's the correct way of Dhamma study.
So what is seen by seeing is not something. It's what is visible at this very moment. It's a Dhamma, it's a reality. But so quickly there's the idea of something, a colour, a shape, a form, something here, something there, but it's just what is seen, just as sound is just what is heard. And it's here and now. So anger can't be understood now because there's no anger now.
Yeah.
Unpleasant feeling can't be understood if there's no unpleasant feeling. But seeing is now, and what is seen is now. Just for a moment. So it's not an idea that is seen. It's the reality that is seen. Just like sound is not an idea, it's a reality which is heard at this moment. So this is life. One chitta arising and falling away after another. The life is not what the friend said yesterday or how Prakash didn't answer his phone. That's what we think life is. But life is seeing, hearing, thinking now.
No.
Nana, anything not clear or anything you would like to ask about?
I heard a term I don't really understand, but so King just mentioned.
Maybe Pariyati. I think you'll remember yesterday we talked about how there are different
Degrees?
levels, different degrees of understanding. So Pariyati understanding is the understanding about Dhammas now that we're discussing. Now there is not direct understanding of seeing, but beginning to understand that life at this moment is seeing, hearing, thinking. This is Pariyati understanding. It's like the intellectual understanding that has to get firmer and firmer until it can be the higher understanding the direct understanding. Good point. Anything else that's not clear so far?
It's good.
It's good, okay. And does anyone else at home want to come in or ask a question? Kevin or anyone? I saw you were there again.
Yes, thank you. I would like to ask a question referring back to the very interesting discussion about anger and whether we can stop the anger. I observe that some speakers say that stopping anger isn't right understanding or right a true way of eradicating it. However, if we look at stopping anger as refrain from committing verbal and body actions that may lead to mental volition. The angers, the actions could be killing, a kusala, or could be the next action could be a wholesome action like patience, compassion, kindness. So by doing or trying to commit the right physical actions, wholesome mental actions may arise. So if we stop trying, as we might put it, to refrain from the evil actions, it might contradict to the Buddha's idea of preserving sila, meaning verbal and bodily actions. So if we say that, we might mislead people that we don't need to do anything, make no effort, just sit there and wait for the right conditions to come, while missing the conditions right now, which is the effort of avoiding evil actions, steering away from the path of sila, samadhi, and panya. That is just my observation, and I would like the teachers to elaborate more on this point. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Can I just say a few words first, because I'm the guilty party of suggesting. And I think, as I was at pains to explain, I wasn't saying what one should or shouldn't do at any given time, but I was trying to draw the distinction between the development of insight, which is the path taught by the Buddha, and taking action of any particular kind, such as trying to stop anger from continuing to arise. The latter, of course, is not anything to do with awareness of a presently arising reality. I take your point that if there is restraint from unwholesome speech, from harsh speech, for example, that may be kusala, depending on the reason, of course, for the restraint. Not all restraint is kusala restraint. But if it's kusala, then of course so much the better. And even when it comes to a point of sila, the same considerations apply. One can observe sila actually with a kusala citta, and this is not in fact, the teaching of the Buddha. When I say observe sila, one can appear to observe sila, but with a kusala citta. This wouldn't be actually the observance of sila, because the restraint taught by the Buddha is kusala restraint only. And so, in developing the path, there is the appreciation that what is the object of understanding is a conditioned reality. And that understanding, when further developed, can lead to the eventual eradication of the very roots of the akusala. Thank
So
you.
John, what you're saying is that even restraint need to be understood as just a Dhamma.
Well, yes. That is at that moment, that is the reality, so it can be the object of awareness and understanding. We don't say it has to be, but it's potentially capable of being object of understanding.
No, we're making the distinction between what is the path and what is not the path. Sila is not the path. The path is the path of understanding.
Correct. Thanks, Sukin.
We can say in the deeper sense that sila, any kusala or akusala citta is sila, moments of anger, at moments of trying to control. It is akusala sila at those moments, at moments of kindness, at moments of understanding. It's kusala sila. So trying to control anger is not, and making an effort is not the same as wholesome restraint. Wholesome restraint is kusala sila. Trying to control anger is akusala sila with wrong view. There is the idea that I can control at those moments. So the question is whether akusala sila, the idea of trying to control, conditions the kusala we would like, or whether it just leads to more clinging and wrong understanding about I. Let's see if Ajahn would like to add to.
Can anyone stop anger? Can anyone stop anger?
This is for Kevin.
Oh, sorry. Well, anyone is a misperception of the reality.
Is that
To answer your question,
not my question, just
there
to
are
understand
always
it?
two ways: the conventional way and the absolute way, using the absolute realities. Yeah.
So what's the answer for can anyone stop anger?
So if we answer in a conventional way, I would say yes. If we talk about the absolute reality, I would say no.
Not
But the two
if.
realities happen at the same time.
Not
So
if.
I have to ask you which reality you're referring to.
Not if, just can anyone stop anger?
In a conventional way,
No,
yes.
not in any way. The truth is the truth. Can anyone stop anger?
Conventional truth is also a truth.
We are study about the truth, the ultimate truth, not just the conventional term. So,
The conventional truth is still a truth.
okay,
Yeah.
be true to the truth. Satya Barami has to begin. To each word, be true to the truth. Can anyone stop anger?
Yes, in a conventional way.
No. Can anyone stop anger?
In an absolute reality, no. But in conventional way,
So we
yes.
are studying about the ultimate truth. The absolute truth, no one. Is that the
No.
teaching of the Buddha? All Dhammas
Sure.
are anatta.
In an absolute reality, you're correct.
Okay, so again, Satya Barami. Can anyone stop anger?
No.
That's it. No way. And what about the eradication of anger? Is it possible?
It is.
Okay. What can do? What can eradicate?
They're a gradual part of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya.
What is sila?
Sila is refraining bodily and verbal action.
Is it reality?
Yes, it is.
So what is the reality of sila?
The reality of Sila is the forms, physical, the rupa of the body and the verbal organs to function.
The story again.
Truth, it refers to the nature of chitta. For example, when making an offering, it may be with kusala or akusala chittas. So the kusala sila refers to the nature of the chitta at that moment, not to the outer appearance and the story. So on the point about absolute and conventional realities, yes, we talk about Vincent and Nana sitting next to me, but what the Buddha taught in the suttas, the Abhidhamma and the Vinaya is about what is actually true, in truth, not my friend who made me angry, just hardness that is touched, thinking about my friend, dosa, that is anger. No one that can control anything, because there is no one. The imaginary I cannot control anything. The thinking with anger is real.
Can we say that, an untrained mind, an untrained person would get angry uncontrollably? So it could lead to grave karma like killing. For a trained person, at the point of anger, he suppress the anger, as the Buddha said. If it's already arise, the akusala arise, and try to reduce it. If it hasn't arisen, don't let it happen, and try to weaken it. That is exactly the training of efforts. So whether we understand the process or not, if we commit these refrains, it's a gradual, it's a little step to sila.
I think we
if
have
we
to.
If we deny all effort, I think we really might fall into a misunderstanding that, okay, let the killing happen, and then the understanding will arise according to conditions.
I think
And
we
by
need to
committing that
distinguish.
karma,
We need to distinguish between kusala restraint, which is the virati cetasika, and suppression. Suppression of anger is not wholesome restraint. They are quite different realities. So if we are talking about suppressing anger, then it's replacing one kind of a kusala with another. So that's...
Well, the English word could not be correct, but let's just say avoiding, trying to use will to stop the anger, to be precise.
May I say something here?
Yeah.
There's quite a few. I think Jonathan's pointing, obviously, to me in the right direction. This is a difficult area, I think, when we haven't considered Dhamma very, very carefully. And first of all, Tanajan often talks about chittanupassana satipatthana. So anger can be the object of understanding. I think I just wanted to make that point earlier on. Another point that I think is important to realize or to try to come to understand is this was spoken about just a moment ago. Silabbata paramasa is one of the qualities that are eradicated at Sotapatimagga. So at that moment, that will mean that there is no wrong, from that point onwards, there is no wrong understanding about I can do. I can do. So I think, Kevin, what seems to me, you have this idea, please correct me if I'm wrong, that you have this idea of I can do. When anger has arisen, it has arisen. There are conditions for it. That can be the object of understanding. And at that moment, we can say there is right effort. At that moment, we can say there must be right effort. But this idea that conventionally we can stop anger is a distortion of the Dhamma. That is not in accordance with the Dhamma as taught by the Buddha. So yes.
I'm sorry that the idea of I can will follow everybody until the final state of sainthood. So whether we like it or not, the idea is always there.
No, I don't
isn't
think
it?
I don't think that's true. I think, yes, you can say that conventionally speaking, but in the person with understanding, like a Sotapanna, for example, they will not have the idea of I can do, because they have eradicated that Dhamma, which means behavior. Sila, in this sense, when I talk about silabbata paramasa, as clinging to a certain type of behavior that you think is conducive to the path, and it is not. It's not conducive to the path to think I can do, and even a Sotapanna will not have that view, I can do something, because they understand conditionality explicitly at a profoundly deep level. So it will not follow them, the Sotapanna. Yes, conventionally, that thought can arise, and that can be the object of understanding. Other than that, this idea of conventional truth, yes, we do talk about conventional truth like a cup or a clock or whatever, but they are not absolute truths. They're not paramata dhammas. They are conventional truths. It's called samuti satya or sammuti satya. So I do think it's a really good question you've asked, because I think it can bring up many valuable points to consider very carefully. But if we're still bound up with this idea that I can do, it will be an impediment to the development of understanding. Easy to fall into that trap, because we all want to get rid of anger. There's no question about that. Conventionally speaking, I want to get rid of anger. But as Jonathan has just alluded to a moment ago, that is a kusala. That will not be a step in the right direction. And as was pointed out earlier on today by Tanajan, is that when there is understanding at this point in time, there is development. Anyway, sorry, I'll leave it
Okay,
at
Let's
thanks.
let John continue
Yeah, I think
with the
we're
discussion.
just trying to focus on, as Kevin said, what is and is not the path. And I would like to just comment that the thought of I can do is not necessarily involving wrong view if it relates to conventional circumstances. And it's only in the context of being able to control anything in terms of absolute realities that that statement applies. So that may be what Sundar was referring to, but Kevin, I just want to make clear that as you said, the thought of I have done, I will, I may, I should, etc., is going to follow us until it's been eradicated at stream entry. And we're not talking about that as a conventional mode of thought, we're talking about the idea that dhammas can be controlled or not. Thanks.
The idea of non-self is written very well from the text. So many people who read the idea of non-self and they talk about it, and they fall in the trap that, oh, I have eradicated the idea of self, and then that is exactly the hindrance of the progression, because getting rid of the idea of self means that there's no mana, no pride, which is not even sotapanna, even higher attainments. But even we talk about the lowest level of enlightenment is a dream of everybody already. So 99.9% of us has to live with ego and self all the time, and whether we like it or not, we have to find a way to accept that and take it as a reality that we will gradually understand it more and more.
Let's talk a little bit more about effort, virya, because this is what you mentioned in your points. So, as you know, virya can be kusala or akusala when making the tea and cooking lunch and getting dressed. Virya at each of those moments, but it's mostly virya with ignorance, virya with lobha, at moments of having the idea of control, I can do, I can control. Virya is there for sure, but is it kusala virya at those moments? If there is the idea that in fact I can control, it must be akusala virya. If there are moments of understanding, like understanding Dhamma now, there is virya at those moments, kusala virya with understanding. At moments of restraint from anger because of seeing the harm, seeing the ugly nature of it, at those moments of restraint, there is kusala virya, not I doing anything. So when we talk, as Jonathan mentioned, about the virati cetasikas, it is the abstaining from wrong speech or wrong deeds with right effort, samavayama at those moments, understanding, right effort with those moments of restraint naturally. But whenever it is an idea of trying to change, trying to control, trying to catch the reality, it's not the development of the four right efforts. The four right efforts that you mentioned develop with samadhi, with right understanding, each one developing at the moment of understanding. There is the avoidance of what is akusala. There is the development of kusala. The virya is wholesome at those moments. So not thinking about controlling doesn't mean, oh, nothing happens and there's no kusala sila being developed. It's the opposite, the understanding of dhammas as dhammas, not I, conditions more kusala sila of all kinds. And that's why, yes, the sotapanna won't kill, won't harm the others, because of the understanding of Dhamma and development of the right efforts, not because of the wrong idea that he can control. So it has to begin with the understanding of Dhammas now. And I'd like to Ajahn to continue because she'd only just started before.
Is the idea of self.
Question for Kevin.
Sorry, yes. I'm just pondering. Definitely, yes. In an enlightened Puthujjana, there's always an idea of self.
What is it?
this is a formation that of this whole rupa, the body,
What
as
is
a
the
whole, has an
reality?
identity.
What is the reality of the idea of self?
The idea of self is just a concept
No.
formed
Is it
by
real?
ignorance.
Is it real?
It's not real, definitely.
So, no moment of self.
Sorry?
Is it real? There is no idea of self, or there is always the idea of self? In
Oh, there's
truth,
always the idea of self.
What
Yes,
is
because
that?
of
Ajahn is
ignorance.
asking, is the idea real? The thinking.
Yes, the idea is the functioning of the mind. Yeah, it's forming that wrong views. It's ignorant simply.
The idea is not ignorant. See, we have to learn to understand Dhamma so very careful. It's the word of the enlightened one, what is meant by enlightened to the ultimate truth. After his enlightenment, he said, Dhamma is so very deep, so very subtle. See, even the idea is not what you said. So, in truth, what is the moment of the idea of self? What reality?
It's in the mind door. The thinking arises because
Yes,
the
but
past
what
karma,
reality? What reality?
mind
Be-
object, and the mind object and the comprehension of the mind.
Is it kusala or
Taking all what they see and hear as me and
is it kusala
my
or
house.
akusala? And if akusala, what kind of akusala?
It's Sakya Ditti.
Only the word.
Sorry.
Only the word. What about the reality?
The reality is because of
No,
that
not because.
wrong view.
What is the reality?
Seeing, hearing, touching
Is
without
seeing,
understanding.
is seeing wrong view, or seeing is seeing?
Seeing is seeing without wrong view.
So what is wrong view? Is it real? Is it a reality?
Yes, it is.
How, when it's wrong, it takes that which is true not to be true, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
now, is there anyone see?
No, reality.
But now-
reality, no.
I am seeing, right or wrong view?
Wrong.
Wrong. So wrong view is not seeing.
No. Wrong view is definitely not seeing. It's the ignorance behind the seeing that we add into it.
So what is the reality of wrong view? How many kinds of the absolute reality? So is wrong view a reality?
Yeah,
What is
ignorant
it?
is a reality.
What is it?
It's a cetasika.
Yeah. So can citta has wrong view?
No.
Citta cannot have wrong view, only one reality.
Yes, that's right.
And at this moment, I see right or wrong.
Wrong.
I hear,
Absolutely wrong.
I try to stop anger.
It's absolutely wrong.
So understanding that what is wrong, not anyone at all.
No.
So what is right?
The right is just the Dhamma, anger, the seeing of the visible objects, the rupas in our body getting hot and tempo and hardness.
Wrong
That
view
one.
is conditioned, right? No one can stop wrong view to arise at all. But understanding the truth is understanding a reality.
Yes.
Is it wrong?
Sorry, what is wrong?
Understanding is a reality. Is
It's right.
understanding wrong or right?
That is the right understanding.
Can there be any wrong understanding?
Yes, after right understanding, wrong understandings appear because
But usually
of
when
our
we talk about
accumulation.
understanding, we mean right understanding, right?
No wrong. Just if there is right understanding, no wrong understanding at
So-
that moment.
Is the wrong understanding kusala?
No. Akusala.
So can anyone stop anger?
No.
At that moment of wanting to stop anger, is it kusala?
It is akusala.
It
It's
is
the-
akusala.
it's-
No one
yeah,
at all.
it's wrong
No
view.
one at all. That's why we learn to understand not just the word, but the reality of anger or wrong view is the reality which arises to experience the object. Because everyone knows the moment of being angry, but no understanding that it's just a reality. We can talk a lot about anger, no understanding of anger. If there's no attention to the characteristic of anger when it's there, not to stop it, but to learn to understand the truth of it. What is the Buddha's teaching? To stop or to understand? To understand. So is the moment of understanding now that wrong view is not anyone? Is that vipassana?
Yes, it is.
What about the 3 rounds of the Four Noble Truths?
There are 3 rounds.
Of the Four Noble Truths.
You mean past, present, and future?
Kevin, in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, they refer to the 3 rounds of Satchanyana, Kichanyana, Katanyana. The first refers to the pariyatti understanding of the truths. I think we mentioned this yesterday. And the Kichanyana is referring to the development of Satipatthana, the direct understanding of the truths. We discussed yesterday, well, Nibbana is not realized. And the third one, the Katanyana, what has been done, refers to moments of vipassana jnana and enlightenment. So when Ajahn asked, is it vipassana? And you said, yes, you meant it's the object of clear understanding. But she said, what about the first round? In other words, now we're discussing the nature of ditthi, the nature of seeing, and so on. This is pariyatti understanding, the first round, beginning to develop the habit of understanding what the realities are to be known, the different realities which each arise and fall away, and the path, the development of right understanding, and the other factors. So if we all agree that wrong view is akusala, trying to control anger, to stop it arising, is wrong, is akusala, the question is, can that which is wrong and wrong understanding lead to the right path, sila, samadhi, panya, the development of the right efforts, and the second and third round the realization of the truths? Or does that wrong understanding lead to the wrong path developing? So this is the point behind her question. Please continue, Ajahn.
Is this level of understanding vipassana?
Not yet.
Not yet.
As we discussed.
Yeah. Is it the second round?
Not yet.
So is it the first round?
Yes.
Really?
The first one, yeah. the literal understanding.
If it's
we all learn a lot from the text.
if it's understanding, it's first round understanding.
Yeah.
We're reading the text with the idea of this person
Suttanyana.
doing this and that, and should do this and should do that, and so controlling and making an effort, then it's not the pariyatti understanding. So it's not just the studying of the text, but the understanding of the dhammas as anatta.
So what is Satya Parami?
Satya Parami, I thought that is the parami that one has to be perfected in saying the truth, telling the truth.
In saying or understanding?
Committing to the truth. I think parami is not understanding. Parami has to be the actual action.
So
it's panya. There's only panya parami is the mental quality.
Panya is the understanding of the truth, and Satya Parami, be true to the truth.
Yes, they develop together without understanding. Impossible to be true to the truth, or impossible for Satya Parami to develop, like earlier when we were talking about life now and understanding anger and not the other person and so on, being truthful to what is real now, like we think when we're making an offering, it's kusala sila. But what about the chitta? What about the clinging? What about the expectation? So Satya Parami, when there is being honest about what the nature of life is now, what the reality is now, not taking what is akusala for kusala, not taking one's strong effort to try and change the reality for being kusala effort, for example. So it develops with right understanding.
Yes, and just to repeat, Kevin, we're talking about what is and is not the path. So we're not talking about how one should react in a given situation, because we'll react according to our accumulated tendencies. So the Buddha didn't say, instead of suppressing anger, you should be aware of it, or something like that, because he didn't tell anyone what to do. He just explained the nature of the reality of the present moment for his listeners to consider and act upon to the extent possible. So, as you said, the thoughts of I can do will follow us until they're eradicated, and so will the idea that we can suppress anger and have more kusala. That's not, but we're not talking about what one should, how to react in a given situation. We're just talking about what is and is not the path. And how one reacts in a given situation depends very much on one's understanding of the conditioned nature of present moment realities. And no one is saying do nothing and wait for everything to happen, of course.
Leanne, were you wishing to say something?
Savadika, Majan, John, Sarah, and everyone. I didn't mean to, but since you asked, and since John just mentioned, then I just had something pop up. I'm thinking at the time we're thinking that, why wait until there's condition for something to arise, or well, why not doing anything? Then I think at that time there's a idea of self is there. Am I right in saying that? When we think that, oh, so why wait? Why miss that opportunity? Why not refrain from doing something? So is there an idea of self hidden? I don't know whether I explained that clearly or not.
Panya has to know at that moment, like right now, I'll wait, or I will restrain, or I'll do something later. Panya can know what is the chitta, what is the nature of the reality at this moment, whether it's just thinking conventionally, oh, I'll put off washing the dishes until later, or whether there is the wrong idea of I waiting or doing something another time. So it's not just the words or conventional language, but the reality at this moment, the nature of ditthi now, nature of thinking now, seeing now. That's why, like we said with anger, it can only be understood at this moment, when it's there. Effort now, kusala or akusala. Sila now, kusala or akusala. And when we talk about sila, samadhi, panya, and people have the idea of first do good deeds and develop sila and then samadhi, then panya, this isn't right. The right understanding has to be from the start. With right understanding, kusala, sila develops of all kinds. Kindness, generosity, understanding, seeing wrong understanding for what it is, and adi sila, adi chitta, adi panya, with understanding. Adi chitta, the higher concentration, cannot develop with without right understanding of the path right from the start. Same with adi sila. They all have to develop with right understanding here and now.
I think my point is more like when we heard your explanation of non-self, and all happened by condition, uncontrollable, and straight away people think, oh, so I don't have to do anything, or what? So I thought at that time there's a duty right there and then.
Yes, the truth is no I to do or not do. So if there's the thinking of what I should do or what I shouldn't do, then it's not the understanding of dhammas. So this is why we always come back to life now. What is life now? Seeing now, hearing, thinking now, because it's only the understanding of dhammas as dhammas that can gradually lead to the wearing away of the idea of I see, I hear, I do, I control, and so on. So it's not again about the words, oh, I should behave in a different way. It's not just the use of words, but the belief, the idea behind it. Thanks, Leanne. Good points.
Thank you, Sarah. I don't know if anyone else is waiting to ask questions, but since Kevin just posted that point. I don't know whether some of you've seen it, because from my understanding, when once at the level of Satapana, is all wrong view has been eradicated, regardless whether, you know, what type of wrong view, all of them will be eradicated. But why only Sakya Ditti is mentioned? I've learned that because the Sakya Ditti is like the root cause of wrong view, and because of Sakya Ditti, there's many different other wrong view, you know, rooted from that kind of wrong view, and for that reason, Sakya Ditti, once is eradicated at the level of Sotapanna, then all wrong views has been eliminated. And that's my understanding. And I think I did query on this, and I read some sutta and also the complementary as well, explaining, because by reading it, the sutta, I don't think I was able to understand it correctly. But I make an inquiry and I did discuss and I read, and I was so strongly believe that was correct. But I can say that some people, even some monks these days, still teaching that only Sakya Ditti is eradicated at level of Sotapanna. The rest of Ditti is still, you know, with mana and some other type.
Yes.
Still, you know,
Yes,
the level of.
as you say, and now I can see Kevin's question, but no one else here can. You're right. When Kevin's question was, you're partly right, just Sakya Ditti, wrong view of self, is eradicated by a Sotapanna. The rest of Ditti, including ignorance and mana, are still there. I think he's speaking to Lian. He will have to attain arahatship to eliminate them completely with metta. Kevin, yes, when Sakya Ditti is eradicated, all kinds of Ditti are eradicated. Sakya Ditti refers to the wrong understanding with regard to these khandhas. The rupa that is touched is taken for my arm. These eyes are taken for my eyes. So it's a wrong view that is related to the khandhas of what we refer to as oneself. When there are the wrong ideas about this one, there are the wrong ideas about the others, other beings, and so on, other things. So they're all eradicated at that stage. No more idea of trying to control, trying to do something. As you say, the ignorance and mana are eradicated later. They're only eradicated at the stage of arahat. But there's no wrong view arising with mana. Both mana, conceit, and ditti, wrong view, arise with lobha, attachment. But at moments of mana, no ditti. And ignorance can arise with attachment or dosa, or just on its own. So after wrong view has been eradicated, ignorance and mana continue on. But anyway, back to this moment. Is there ignorance now? Is there mana now? Can be at this very
Yes,
moment.
Can be there.
Like when there's mana, no metta at those moments. It's about me and my importance, the opposite of kindness and consideration for others. I'm just saying this for Prakash because I just gave him the book about metta. So mana is the banner, waving the banner about the importance of me. At those moments, no ditti. Okay, we're almost out of time, so let's let Ajahn continue on until we finish. Thanks, Leanne, and thanks very much, Kevin. We appreciate your contributions very much. You represent what a lot of people think and understand, and you are very articulate, so it's very helpful for everyone when you raise your comments. Thank you.
In order to understand the truth of this moment right now, we discuss a lot just to understand what is that right now. So if there's no clear understanding of just one reality, how can there be the understanding of this moment? So shall we talk about just one word about one reality at a time? To have a little more understanding. Because it's not enough at all. Listening to the Four Noble Truth and the story of what we are saying, mana and titi and so on, just one reality right now. It can be understood a little more clearer and clearer, but it's not yet clear because pariyatti, even the first round of understanding what is there right now, is so very deep. And the point is to understand what is there right now. No matter when, any moment, any kind of reality, it can be understood. But not just by talking, considering the word, the term, but just talk about the truth of one reality a little more. To have confidence of the truth of what is there right now. See, is it forgotten? At moment of thinking about other things, what about what is there right now? Is that the point? To understand what is there right now, little by little, by way of pariyatti, which is not the direct understanding of the characteristic of what is there right now. Just learn about it in order to understand when it's there, right then or right now. Is there enough understanding of every reality? Enough? That's why the question is the reminder to be careful considering of what we have heard again and again and again. Once is not enough. For example, we use the term, we have heard the word, citta, cetasika, rupa. Is that citta right now? Only thinking about whether there is citta right now. But the reality of citta is not known yet. So it's the beginning to understand what is life and what is there now or any moment. And it's not just to be heard or believed or understanding, only that, much more than that. That's the great compassion of the Buddha, to understand, to share his understanding with the others, to understand this moment, not forget what is there right now. We have heard many words about what are there now, but not anyone is known yet, just is heard. Is that enough? Pariyatti. And without pariyatti, can there be more familiar to the nature of what is there now? A little more confident, a little more clearer, little by little. Because now we have heard many times about citta. Is there any thought about citta? Today, see, so hear it again and again, otherwise forget again and again. Is that true? is that should be known.
Yes, Ajahn.
Yes, it's time now. สวัสดีค่ะ
See you
Thank
all.
you อาจารย์ Thank you
อ
everyone
นุโมทนาทุกคนค่ะ
Yes, join us this afternoon if you